why you started to share your story on this platform? What was the reason? What was going in your mind?
I think sharing stories can inspire others in either similar or different circumstances. We always gain something from anybody's stories, and I think that's a great way to learn.
Mhm.
Just hearing everybody today brought so many feelings, so many things in my mind. So I think stories is a great way to share experiences and share thoughts and share, the learning experiences also of life. So I think you inspired me to speak, and I quickly thought about it last night and came up with this topic, which is my own personal experience, and it's easy to share your own personal experiences.
Thank you, thank you. And I saw you have conducted, some kind of the talk show on, Sushant Singh. So, and I did watch that, and that was a wonderful gesture from ours. And just since name came in, if you all don't mind, just for 6 seconds, can we just close our eyes and give little, some our soul felt, heartfelt condolences to that human being? Just 6 seconds. Please close your eyes and just, Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. He was such an amazing actor. So thank you. So without any further ado, Anjuji, your time starts now. So here is, ladies and gentlemen, Anju Malhotra, Loving Life. Anju, it's your time.
My story starts from the time I came to Canada. I was only 19 years old. Went to school here in Canada to do computer programming, started working for a few years. I also had two beautiful daughters in that time. And once I had the kids, I found it very difficult to cope with a full-time job, 9 to 5, and also have children, as I wanted to be a good mother. So I decided to go into self-employment, became real estate agent after doing the course, got my license, and of course started working very hard. I was ambitious, I was a goal-getter. So I worked and worked even in that field. Now my career had took off, and I was doing very well in my office. And one evening, we decided that we should buy a home. We can afford it. We bought a home. We bought a new car. Very happy. The life is going very smooth. One evening, I was out in a friend's house on a party, and while I was sitting there, all of a sudden I had this really tremendous pain in my body, not understanding what was happening. I also felt feverish. So I thought I was coming down with some kind of flu. I wanted to go back home, and I went to my car. And as I was walking, I had trouble walking. And when I sat in my car, I could not turn the steering wheel. And that was a wake up call that what had happened within 15 minutes or 20 minutes of this evening for me to feel that way. Weeks later, after a lot of medications, a lot of tests, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, which can hit anybody at any time. I was only 28 years old. So 6 months of a lot of pain I went through, and after that, I decided to do something more about it. So I decided to go to Naturopathy Center in India, in Bangalore, and they recommended that I stay there for 6 weeks, which I did. We used to have treatments for 9 to 5, and in the evening we had a lot of time, and that gave me time to introspect, and that gave me time to read a lot of books, which I have a passion in. And I also have a passion of singing, which was sitting on the back shelf, but I revived that in Bangalore because they gave me a harmonium and I started singing there. So a
Wow.
lot of people will knock at my door in my cottage, and they will hear me singing, and they started to gather in my cottage. So they will hear me, we exchange notes, we exchange stories. And I heard a lot of troubles in people's lives they had fought courageously. And there used also another interesting thing happen. There used to be a sweeper. He used to come and clean my cottage every day. Every day he would come and he would be dancing and singing and very happy. And one day I asked him, I said, what makes you so joyful every single day? He says, madam, every day when I get up, I thank God that I'm alive. Not only I thank God for that, I also thank God for everybody in my room who is alive. So that stuck with me for life. It just woke me up, actually, that particular dialogue of his. I realized that how blessed he was with such little possessions, that he was so joyful. When I was in pain, I couldn't think of my house, I couldn't think of my car. I could only live moment by moment. And this guy was living moment by moment. And I realized that not the possessions only give us happiness temporarily. What gives us happiness is the life itself, not only ours, but the lives of everybody around us. So when I came back, I was not only cured physically, I was also cured mentally. I was a totally different person. I started my work again. I valued my clients. I valued my friends. I also, my ethics of work changed. I started thinking of their benefits more than my own when I worked. And that changed my career path, and that not the path itself, but the career change in the fact that it became more successful. People could read how I felt, and I became 100% club award winner for years to come after that. And not only it made me successful, it actually made me joyful. And I think that's what I want to share, that a lot of times we have this misconception is what brings us happiness. It's not the cars and the homes and the possessions we have. It's actually how we make ourselves feel, or how we value our life, and how we value the lives of people around us. Because if we value everybody else, then the energy around us is joyful. So that's why we become more joyful. And that's the story of mine today.
Wow.
Very
Wow.
powerful, very powerful.
Well, I already know you well, but yes, again, nice to know all things again from you.
Thank you, Anjuji. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, it's the way you share it all. It's so close to my heart.
Anjuji, I got so absorbed in your story, I forgot my cards. Then I realized it was close to 5 minutes, So, you spoke from your heart out. And, thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, did you ever thought of writing any book on it?
I haven't, but that's an interesting thought.
So, as Rakesh ji has said, please post something in the group and be serious about making the videos and turning it into a book subsequently.
Okay.
See, this is what happens with this story. And Samirji, so all the people who share here, they are in the group. So feel free to ask and, reach out to them for further details or, further queries.